Hey everyone, welcome back to JP's Budget Collecting and our weekly whatever report. I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas, a little late. I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. Got to be together with family and just have a good time, or whatever you consider a good time for Christmas. So we're just hanging out on a Sunday. This is actually going to be the last Sunday version of this show. Basically, well, maybe not the last. We'll see how I end up working it. But for a consistency's sake, probably the last one that we usually do on Sundays going forward. We're going to probably move it. The plan right now is to move it to Saturdays most weeks. And because I'm going to be hosting the D&D game at least for a little while and doing that on Sunday nights. So I'm not going to do both. So that is at least the tentative plan, and we're going to sort of start that next weekend. So let's see who we had. White Tiger, Ruben in here early saying, Cowabunga fam, appreciate you for tailgating. We'll see if he comes back here anytime soon. Unruly was also tailgating. It looks like he is back with a Merry Christmas. Unruly. What is going on, Louis? Louis is saying hello all. We got the Black Knight also in the house. So yeah, we're just, hanging out. I hope you guys had a wonderful day yesterday. Hope you all, made it on the good list and got off the naughty list. Let's hope. I should have saved that. I should have put that image in here. But so I hope everyone had a good holiday, however you chose to celebrate it. Mine was pretty low key because of circumstances this year. Like, it was just me and my folks. We're actually going to get together with my sister and her family here this coming week. So just schedules and that kind of stuff didn't work out, but that's okay. So we talked to them a couple times on Christmas Day, and then we will get to see them here like Wednesday. So that will be great. What is going on, Chris Creative? So yeah. So as I was talking about, things are going to change a little bit with this going forward. We are going to be playing a little D&D on my channel. It is my turn to attempt to be the DM. This might be horrible failure. We'll see. Mr. D-Rock, what is going on? Happy Xmas. Merry Christmas to you, for sure. So yeah, we're going to start playing Ghosts of Saltmarsh in this 8 o'clock time slot on Sunday nights. With me DMing, with White Whale Comics, John's Comics with Kids, Daymares, Old Wolf, and Big Will. I almost forgot Big Will. So that'll be starting actually. Well, we're going to do our session 0 next weekend. And then after that, I think we're going to take the next weekend off because of circumstances. And then we'll start after that. So in the meantime, this is going to move to Saturdays. The whatever report is going to move to Saturday nights, probably about 8-ish o'clock. You are right on time. So, so that is the plan for the new year. And then probably eventually I may move it back just because Sundays are a little easier, but we'll see. The other thing, next week is going to be a special whatever report, because I'm just going to name it the whatever report as our kickoff. But it is going to be my 3,000 sub, 3 years on YouTube, birthday celebration next Saturday, the 1st. So I'll be doing a little bit of and really is DMing a white Christmas. There you go. So I'll be doing some giveaways. I got a stack of trades and some other stuff I may try to give away during that stream. So we're going to be hanging out. I've invited a few friends to come hang out with me. We'll see how many people can actually make it. Probably doing a little drinking. So I'm just going to slap it out of the whatever report, and we'll do that next Saturday night. So come hang out. Depending on how many people we have in chat, you might have a really good chance to win, because some nights I don't know how well I'm going to advertise it, but yes. I've been over 3,000 subs since just before Thanksgiving, and I'm just now getting around to doing a celebration. I don't technically hit 3 years on YouTube till January 13th, but we're going to celebrate it a little early, and we're just going to kind of do all three things right then. So yeah, so that is the main thing I have coming up. I don't know. I've gone back and forth on whether or not I'll do a look back this coming week. Originally, I wasn't going to. I may actually have time just to do it early in the week because I already have the cash or trash done for this, so that I have all the info. I just need to update prices and then make the graphics and stuff. We'll see. I may just say ain't doing it. That was my original plan. Was going to take the week off. It'll be the first time I took a week off from the look back since the week of my birthday last year. So we'll see what's going on there. Otherwise, not a ton going on. Feel like I'm mumbling a little bit, lots more ums even than normal for me, which is a lot. But we didn't have much come in. The only thing I did have come in this week was my stack from Midtown. That is 2 weeks worth of books. As you can see, I continue to get better and better. We'll see how I do. Like my January orders in, I think I ended up with 21. I didn't quite make my goal of 20 books a month. But my February order or maybe January was 18 and February was 21. I forget now. Either way, I'm averaging just under 20 books a month for the first 2 months. Although March already looks like it's going to be tough to keep that up. So we will see we'll see if we can pull that off. I have not fully went through the previews. I might start doing that. But this was 2 weeks. This was not this last Wednesday. This was the previous 2 weeks of books. Hey, what is going on, Archivist? Welcome. Abracadabra unfreeze. Haven't played in years. Might be fun. Am I missing something? Did I not get all the comments? Maybe. So yeah. So this is not from Wednesday. These are books that normally. So I only get shipments from Midtown every 2 weeks. They normally get them on Saturday because with the holidays, these didn't come till Monday. But these were my books for the previous 2 weeks. And yeah, and I have read them all. Still reading ASM. This was I'll be honest, kind of a boring Miles and Ben team up. The little villain they faced was not memorable at all. Even their conversation was kind of... Yeah, I know this Beyond thing's not lasting too much longer, although it's several issues because this is like 81 and it's lasted to like 90 something, but because they're putting them out basically every week. But yeah, so I don't know for sure what's going on there, but or how much longer it's going to last. I mean, it's been fine, but it's not... They got different writers doing it. They got different artists. I don't know. I haven't thought it's been very consistent. It is. I know. And it's tempting with so many issues coming out that it would free up my space in my 20 comics a lot that I could do other stuff. So, and keep me easily underneath. Oh, Chris Creative is a hot take artist like me on a new Spidey movie. So I won't go into all my hot take, but last week on the show, on the Whatever Report, at the end, I gave my take on the new Spider-Man, and it was a bit of a rant. I decided I'm the Grinch. I'm the only person not having fun at Christmas on the Spider-Man, or not having fun at the new Spider-Man movie. Apparently, Chris Creative is also... Maybe we're both Grinches together. Yeah, it's starting. And I bought the first one, and then I didn't order the second one on the Silk. I like the 5-issue mini they did last year, except for the last issue. The way they wrapped it up, I thought was rushed and not very good. I was gonna dive into it, but then I just don't have room with 3 issues of ASM every month and 4 issues of Detective, and I'm gonna have to make some decisions. I thought it was underwhelming for sure. What do you mean my comic shop? I've never ordered anything from my comic shop. I've been tempted a couple times, but I've never ordered anything from them. Unreleased, a solid movie, not great. Yeah, I'm not going to rehash all my complaints. I did that last week if you want to go see it, but I had issues with it. I thought some of it was, and it's funny because I'm going to talk about Hawkeye later, and you could argue similar problems, but I loved Hawkeye, so there you go. um, High Republic Adventures Annual. This was fine. This was one of the worst High Republic things I've read so far. There was a couple of there's a bunch of little short stories. A couple of them were pretty good. Several of them were just whatever. So there wasn't anything too great in that. I didn't think. Underwhelming. Occasionally, you can find pretty good deals on those. That's the kind of things that I've almost bought from them. I've never bought any newer stuff. This issue with High Republic was really good. I continue to love this main series. It's definitely been one I've enjoyed. A little Lorna Dean on the front. I know they're getting ready to have another round of stuff. They got books coming in January and another big event, so it'll be interesting to see where that goes. But I have definitely really enjoyed this first year of High Republic for sure. I did get the first issue of Bad Girls. This was fun. It's clear they're going to have kind of a very kid-friendly, fun tone, taking advantage of Cass and Stephanie's youth a little bit and just having some fun with it. I'm okay with it. Because like that could turn me off. Like having a little bit. I mean, the art fits really well with the tone. I thought it was well executed. We'll see how long I can stick with it. I don't know. It could easily get annoying. But I really enjoyed this first issue, so it'll be interesting to see how well Becky Cloonan can maintain the tone of, this fun, goofy kind of kid tone with actually still making it enjoyable to adults. It's a tone like they strike sometimes. I have to strike sometimes with Harley that sometimes doesn't strike very well in her comics. This is a little different than that, but I think kind of a similar approach. So I enjoyed this first issue. We'll see how long I go with it. I do love these characters, so we're giving it a shot. Yeah, it was an annual. It doesn't really matter. This is true. Louis and I have known this. I have read all but one of the books that's been out, and it's been sitting there for a while. I just haven't started with Out of the Shadows. It's the only book I haven't read. It's really the only thing High Republic I haven't read. I know there's another round of books coming. I need to get it finished. Maybe I'll try to do that this week. So, yeah, the art fits the tone of what the story they're telling really, really well. And I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't sure about this because it does seem to have a little more cartoony kid kind of tone, but I really enjoyed this issue. We'll see. It's going to be a fine line to walk. It's definitely going to be a tough line to walk, at least for me, to keep me on the hook, even though I love those characters. So, we got a new Williamson is on Batman now. Teenage Run is over. This was fine, if slightly unremarkable first entry. We'll see. I'm already missing the Jorge Jimenez art. Jorge Jimenez on Batman, I have really, really enjoyed. I'm a big fan of Jorge Jimenez. So definitely already missing his art, but we'll see if Williamson can. I know a lot of people really like Williamson. I haven't really read much of his stuff. So we'll see. John, what is going on? Hell all. That's not a very nice greeting, John, I tell you. Says the guy who's like the king of typos. If you interact with me on Instagram and like DM with me, you're getting typos, Scott. Like you have to interpret what I've typed. I'm terrible. So I won't mock John too hard on his little typo. I will say John hops in here after I finish talking about it. I could see his girls really enjoying this. And I enjoyed this first issue. But and the tone and everything, but I would guess we'll see where it's going. But I would guess his girls would really love that if they have not dug into that. And I'm like I said, I'm a big Cassandra Cain fan anyway. Stuff less so, but like I enjoy her as a character, and I enjoyed that first issue. We'll see if it can hold the tone for me. But sure. I could understand that for sure. um, and then last but not least of my previous, so not this last one day, but the previous 2 weeks of comics, was Batman and Robin #2. Thought this was fantastic. I love this little. I'm really mad it's only 3 issues. I'm with what they've set up here. Like, give me like a dozen. Give me like more issues of Lemire and when. Give me as many issues as you can. This whole his first meeting with the Titans was so well done. I enjoyed this one, I think, more than the first one. But I do feel like there was a pretty good leap between where we were in the first one and where we were here. And if we're only getting 3 issues, I'm not sure we're really going to get a cohesive story. I mean, we're getting a little insight into Dick Grayson's early days as Robin, which is great. I love that. But my only complaint is I don't feel like the issues are really, really good. Like the storytelling is really, really good. Like this as a standalone is great. The first one as a standalone was great. I don't know that we're going to get an actual story in these 3 issues. I mean, we have a little bit of a common thread in Killer Croc here, but I feel like the third issue is I feel like it's going to be a Bruce and Dick story, a Titan story, and a Killer Croc story, and I don't feel like it's a story. It's where we're headed, and that's where I feel like we need more issue. I would love more issues from these 2 guys. I would always take, but I feel like we need more. I got like these people dropping this weird. This is a new, apparently trolling Voss Tech thing. So let's just put that person in timeout. I don't know who that person is. I've noticed those in the chat a lot here lately. They like to come in and like, I don't know, put a weird thing in the chat. But like, I'm really enjoying it, but I'm not sure it's a real 3-issue story arc. So we'll see. So that is all the stuff that I picked up from those previous 2 weeks. I got through all of it. Hey, Jimmy, what is going on? Geek Aficionado. He may be going live here in a little bit. I don't know if he ever decided for sure. I know he was looking for maybe somebody to join him talking about, I don't remember now, the last year or goals for next year, or I forget. I'll be honest, I forget. I'm scattered today. So yeah. He decided to wait for the trade. No, never a problem waiting for the trade. Great use of Killer Croc. I think it could be. I just don't feel like I don't know. I feel like 3 issues is really going to hinder it. Anything worth reading coming out Marvel? I haven't really looked at the March solicitations yet. And I really only buy very limited stuff. So I'm sure there's lots of great stuff coming out, but I haven't dug too deep. Rush Diehard, what is going on? Just looking to hang out, Jimmy says. So there you go. John dropping a green heart, which is always appreciated around here. I know we're technically coming to the end of his Sans 50 Tangled Webs, but been really impressed that John's managed to keep that up. I am very forgetful I did not tackle that, but anytime I see the green heart, missing Sam for sure. So so what else? I don't even know. I'm 20 minutes in. Lemire does have an upcoming Swamp Thing series that could be great. And then he and the 2 creators on this have a new book coming out in March. Is it Little Monsters? Is it it's an Image book that's gonna be all like where Win is not doing like watercolors. It's all like gonna be black and white with just red, I think. Is it Little Monsters, John? something monsters that looks intriguing that I may actually like buy issues of. We'll see if I can fit it in my 20 books a month. It's gonna be hard. Yeah, I am looking forward to. I cannot wait. I've heard rave reviews about and really talk about Nightwing. I'm a huge A. You guys know I'm a huge Nightwing fan. B. I've been a huge fan of this Tom Taylor run. I'm really looking forward to 87. I do not have my copy yet. Where the whole book is basically one panel, like it's a one constant panel across the thing where they did something really unique and interesting. So John talking about that issue, I have not had a chance to read it or look at it yet. Seen a lot of people raving about it, so I probably won't get that till maybe it'll come on my birthday. Ooh, it might come on my birthday. We'll see. If shipping is caught up, it may be a little late because of the holidays. Kind of like this batch was. Deep House, what is going on, my friend? What is going on? So yeah. Otherwise, I don't know. I don't know how much longer I'm even gonna go tonight. Other things that we got coming up. So I talked a little bit about the schedule change at the beginning. We'll go through that again real quick, and then I'm gonna do my thoughts on Hawkeye. Nope. Louis has not gotten they didn't get their DC stuff, so he has not gotten to see the Nightwing book yet. Well, so you're like me. Still waiting. So this week, I'm 50-50 on whether or not there'll be a look back. Last week I was like, no, there's not going to be one this week. I may do it, I may not. We'll see. I got other stuff I got to get done the next couple days before. I got family stuff the last half of the week, so we will see. But next Saturday night, we are moving the Whatever Report to Saturday, 8 o'clock Central. And we're kicking it off with my 3-year, it's on YouTube, 3,000 subscriber birthday celebration. I'm going to be giving stuff away. I'm going to hopefully be hanging out with some of my friends. It'll be definitely a whatever for a Whatever Report. So we're doing that next Saturday. Next Sunday, although, yeah, John is saying, yes, it's Little Monsters. I did have it right. Next Sunday night, maybe we are kicking off session 0 of our D&D game where we're playing Ghost of Saltmarsh and I am DMing. I don't think John actually might be the person I'm waiting for sure, because he didn't say for sure if that worked for him. But yeah, so we're going to maybe be kicking that off. If not, it'll be maybe not for a couple weeks. But we're going to be kicking that off in the new year. Monday the 3rd, we are finally going to, is it laying here? Yes. Be wrapping up Lock and Key. We're going to be talking Volume 6 with Downright Nerdy Podcast, Comic Man Andy, and who's my third person for Lock and Key? Tacoma Comics. I can never remember all 3 people for the indie shows. My mind does not work sometimes. So we're doing that on the 3rd, and then on the 4th, we're talking another round of Invincible. I actually have to read both of these still. And then I don't have any indie shows scheduled after that for January. I need to get on that, but I just haven't done it with the holidays and stuff. I was kind of just waiting. Try to get their schedule maybe this week. See if we can get another round of Die. See if I can get some people for Stray Dogs. I just need to reach out on that. So yeah, those are the things I got coming up. We're not. Where's my calendar? John and I aren't doing another round of Comigories. I got a calendar here. I haven't put on the wall yet. So Monday the 10th, I believe. And John can correct me if I'm wrong, but we will be back playing Comigories on Monday the 10th on John's channel. At least I believe that is correct. John can correct me if I'm wrong. So yeah, that's all the stuff I got coming up. I don't know that I'm going to do a true yearly recap video. I guess I should, but at least like several of the books aren't here at the moment. They're getting clean and pressed by this guy and then going to be headed to CGC. So I guess I should have left him up there longer than like for a second. So he's doing some cleaning and pressing for me, and the books are not here at the moment. So I don't know if I'll do a true 21 recap. I'll be honest, it's pretty slim. I did not, compared to the last couple of years, this year was pretty light on me on editions. I had some big editions, but they was pretty light in terms of numbers. And I don't know that I'm going to do a true goals for 22 video either. I did a couple weeks ago, I did the 25, like I revised from 2 years ago, I done my list of the 50 comics I wanted. I did a revised, updated list of 25 because I had it down to like 21 of those ones. But a lot of the ones remaining on that list from the 50 weren't necessarily priorities anymore. So I did that. So I have that list of 25, and I'm not sure. Like, I know I won't get all of them. Like, it's like a 4-year list, but I'm not sure I'm necessarily going to like narrow from that for 22 and just kind of keep my eyes out for opportunities anywhere on the list instead of like trying to focus. I don't know. We'll see. I've went back and forth on that. So yeah, that's all I got. Let's get into some Hawkeye spoilers. I want to talk Hawkeye because I enjoyed that immensely. So, boom. So, if you're hanging out and you have not seen the last episode of Hawkeye and you don't want to be spoiled, thanks for hanging out, and we will catch you next time or another time down the road. So I do not want to spoil you if you have not. So here is your chance to get out while you can. But I'm going to be talking about the series as a whole and everything else. Deep House definitely enjoyed the last 2 Hawkeye episodes. Yes. So, and I want to start with the fact that, like, I spent a lot of time last week ranting in my displeasure over certain aspects of Spider-Man No Way Home about some inconsistent storytelling, some non-believable things, some things that just annoyed me. You can argue that Hawkeye had all those same kind of things going on at certain points during the show, and it didn't bother me nearly as much. Maybe my expectations were different. Maybe, I don't know. I love the Hawkeye show. Hey, John, what is going on? I love the show. The multiverse is messy stuff. Yes. Definitely that's some of it, for sure. That's the messiness of the multiverse. I would not argue with that it did seem a little rushed. That they could have, because they paced it, I think, really well. That they spent a lot of time on Clint. They spent a lot of time on Kate and who these people are. That it, like, the finale felt a little rushed. It felt like we needed one more episode at least. That I think it would have set up a little better. So Jimmy is complaining about the Kingpin. It's not like he's gone. I realized, like, I thought it was a fine introduction. He does not come off as super competent in this. And again, that's because I feel like they rushed the finale a little bit. I still loved it. For me, the parts of the show I loved so much that made me enjoy it so much were Clint and Kate and Yelena, and then even the payoff of the final scene of Yelena and Clint. Those things worked for me so well. The Maya Echo stuff, not as much. I don't feel like, again, I feel like a little bit of the Maya Clint stuff was a little rushed. The Maya Kingpin stuff was a little rushed. I think that needed more room to breathe. That it could have been better. So it's not a perfect show. That stuff could have been a little better. I think the Kate, her mom, and Kingpin stuff could have used a little more room to breathe. And where the heck was Yelena that she got that footage? Like, what? And why would she even try to get that footage? That was a little weird that they got the instant footage. Like, again, some of the logic things that like made me angry about Spider-Man, you could say they happened in the Hawkeye show, and yet I didn't care. I loved it. Even the silly battle with all the arrows on the ice at Rockefeller Center after she like knocked over the tree and like, even though I was like, okay, this is a little ridiculous, I loved it. It was like it was a blast. I really enjoyed that scene, even though it was kind of ridiculous. And those one guys that got hit with the Ant-Man arrow, like, what a horrible way to go. They're gonna be alpha. So yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking you're probably right. Yes. I will say, and to these is of me like being way more forgiving of the show than I was of the movie. So I have like my big complaint the whole season was Swordsman, was Jack. Like every time he was on screen, he annoyed me. He felt out of place, like this caricature, cartoony guy, like over the top goofiness. Like it just did not work for me at all season. I did not like it. I thought he was doing it like I get that he was going for what he was doing, like, but I didn't understand why. I didn't feel like it fit the show. None of it. Okay, so maybe it's because they just leaned in it so much. They just fully made him like silly comic relief in the finale. But in the finale, I finally enjoyed it. Like, like, and it was just because it was so ridiculous and over the top that he's just out on the street cutting dudes down with a sword, and there's like no consequences, and there's no like. It was just so over the top, and he was like, "It's my moment to shine," and it was so bad that it was good finally. The last episode, I guess. Like the mirror was hilarious. Yeah. But yeah, I've taken so much flack for not enjoying him throughout the entire season, and I did not. And I feel like they finally just leaned to it. Finally, in the finale, it got to the point it was so bad it was good. It's really where I'm at. I was just. LARPers were kind of the same thing, that they had to change outfits, and then people were listening to them because they were not. But all of those people were supposed to be like cops and firefighters, and like the one lady was a cop, like regularly, but then they had her in her LARPer thing and like doing that to like get people's attention. It was like that made no sense also, but it didn't matter to me. So I'm a complete hypocrite because like all the things that didn't make sense in No Way Home like drove me crazy. All the things that didn't make sense in Hawkeye, I just forgave. And I think part of it was because the part that mattered in Hawkeye, which were those particularly those three relationships, Kate, Elena, and Clint, to me were really the core of the story. Worked so well that I was willing to forgive some of the other stuff, where some of the relationship stuff in No Way Home did not work, were some of my complaints. She was an off-duty cop, yeah. And then she's in her LARPer thing. It was just like, and she's just watching this guy cut people down with a sword. Like, it was just like, wait, what? It was definitely enjoyable in that fight. Maybe it. I can see that because yeah, I definitely have, Spidey is a character that's super important to me, and before the Fraction run, I never cared anything for Hawkeye, and yeah. But yeah, to me, and how many people don't want? So we got like some of the best stuff. Well, the only really good stuff that was like before the show of Clint was Clint and Natasha and their relationship and their friendship. And dude, do we not still want Hawkeye and Black Widow going forward? Give me Kate and Yelena series now. Give it to me. I could. Those two were a hoot. And she's like, "Stop making me like you." That whole fight where, like, Elena's not doesn't want to hurt Kate. She's not like trying to, and Kate's trying to get in her way, and like, and then the scene where she like punches her, and she's like, "What the heck?" That whole sequence. I loved every second of that sequence. I thought it was great. Only thing I can complain, really, the biggest complaint I have about the show was not enough Lucky the Pizza Dog, but self-defense, yeah, self-defense restriction. I don't know. He just finally got so over the top that it worked in that finale. Till then, it was not working for me at all. But that finale, he was so over the top. It just was, yeah. The whole, stop making me like you. Can't help it. It's just like, give me more Florence Pugh's Elena for sure. At every opportunity, stick her in every show, every movie that it makes even slight sense. She's easily become one of my favorites. Her sense of humor, her delivery, her performance is absolutely fantastic. And the two of them together was gold. I mean, just flat gold. And Lady Hawk, yes. I would give me yes all day, every day. And then let's have Kate show up and it could be Black Widow show. That's fine. Yeah. They definitely picked somebody. Deepat's talking about Elena being funny and they needed a memorable personality in that role moving forward. They definitely nailed it with her. She is fantastic. Yeah, so Emmanuel's talking about. So again, I've gotten complaints. People like to listen to this when they can't watch it. So I'm trying to read comments a little better. That Elena, instead of Echo, that they can't seem to get Echo right and not hyped for the Echo show. I do feel like that was weak. I felt like that's again where we needed another episode. Her whole transition from I'm hunting Clint to I'm after the Kingpin, like that was a little abrupt for me. Like that she just accepted his word, that she didn't do more investigation, that there wasn't. I felt like there needed to be a little more there. I will be watching the Book of Boba Fett for sure. I don't know when I'll actually get to watch the first episode. I got family stuff this week, but I'm looking forward to that. I'm a big Star Wars guy, so I also thought the finale fight between Yelena and Clint was exceptionally well done. Because he's clearly like, she's taking out her frustration. She doesn't want to blame him. She wants somebody to blame. Which is so much of our world right now. People want to blame somebody else for their problems and issues, and sometimes it's not anybody's fault. But she's trying to blame him. She's looking for an excuse to blame somebody for Natasha being gone. And, and I thought that was really well done. I thought they handled it well. I thought coming to the realization that he, in many ways, is hurting just as much as she is, or more. The anger that he got to spend more time with her than, like, a lot of that to me made a lot of sense. I thought it was really well done. Overall, I really enjoyed the show. I've been trying to think where I would rank it. I don't actually think it's the best of the shows they've done yet so far, in terms of just like, if you really want to talk about how well they told the story and everything, I'm not sure it's the best, but I think it might be my favorite. I really, really enjoyed the Hawkeye show. I really enjoyed the focus on Dre also saying he'd rather have a Yelena than an Echo show. And collectible paper. Weird. Yeah, I would really. I think I enjoyed it the most. I just like Kate's growth through the show, her interactions with Clint, her interactions with Elena. Like I felt like some of the dialogue was the best we got in the show, in any of the shows. I thought some of the character focus was some of the best. Like WandaVision was this weird, fun. They took chances, they took risks, pushed the envelope, and I thought most of it worked. It was great. It was really well done. Falcon and the Winter Soldier was pure MCU extended movie. I mean, it was basically an MCU movie. The villains were it hit all the MCU notes. The villains were sort of underdeveloped. It was, big action sequences, it was all MCU movie, pure that we've gotten all along. Loki, I thought, was the most inconsistent show. The highs were really, really high. The lows were really, really low. So yeah, from start to finish, I feel like this was maybe my favorite. But that's just me. I could see an argument for almost any of them being your favorite. For me, it probably goes Hawkeye, WandaVision, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and Loki. Although I think Loki might have the best episode of any of them. With the gosh dang it, what is it? The second to last episode. But then the finale was super slow. And a couple of the episodes early were just not great. That pull it down for me. I was not a huge fan of What If. I thought some of the choices they made there were dumb. Were not great What If stories, and then I did not need to cross over at the end. My dog is dreaming. And I'm moving. Not so. I could totally get that. And I agree. For me, maybe the best episodes were that second to last episode of Loki was maybe the best episode they had of any of them. But I felt like some of the lows were just not quite there. Jimmy's not going live, or probably not, or maybe he is. I don't know. So be on the lookout. He might go live. He might not. Other than that, yeah, I don't know that I got a whole much else to say. We're coming up on 45 minutes, which is usually what I do for the show. I don't usually go the hour. I don't know that I have anything else to talk about. We'll do a quick recap of my new books that came in, and then of stuff I got coming up, and we'll get out of here and let you guys go. But yeah, I love the Hawkeye show. For me, Yelena, Kate, and Clint, all of which were high points. Echo was a little bit of a disappointment. I felt like it could have used a little more time to breathe. It could have used another episode or so to really, I like that they held the Kingpin back, but I felt like because of that, it didn't work as well. They needed a little more time with him on screen and to make him a little more menacing than he ended up coming off. He didn't come off as very menacing. I think that was maybe Jimmy's complaint. He was talking about he didn't like how they handled the Kingpin. And I think they just didn't give enough time to build him up to make him enough of a threat. If you didn't know who Kingpin was, if you hadn't seen the Daredevil show, there's not enough there to make him this true threat. Oh, the one thing I did not talk about on Hawkeye, and I know there's been some mixed making Laura an agent, and then obviously they gave her Agent 19, which is Bobby Morris Mockingbird's number. I'm okay with it. I know there's people that are mad because of the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. isn't canon. It's been clear to me that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was never canon. Was never canon. But I think it's fine. I think it's nice that in this universe, he and Mockingbird end up together. But the fact that they changed their name and stuff, yeah, I wouldn't mind it having a true Mockingbird thing. Well, that is a costume from the Hawaiian shirt. Like somebody, because I seen that, and I thought that was kind of an odd choice. But there is a story where he wears that, and so it wasn't a complete like out of left field. That actually is drawn from the comics. But yeah, I just didn't feel like they gave him enough room to be the threat that he is, and that it was just he was rushed, like shoved into basically the last episode, and I felt like they needed more time on that, for sure. Because especially if you have not watched the Daredevil show, he doesn't really come across as much of a threat. Yeah. Well, I mean, clearly they were setting it up. The whole thing with the watch, they were clearly setting that up. And the fact that she was doing stuff, and I mean, they were clearly setting that up. Now, how the watch would have like led people to her, I don't know. But no, it was a fun little callback. I think it means you're never probably getting a different version of Mockingbird at this point, but we'll see. So, all right, those are the last of my comments on Hawkeye. I talked that for a long time. Let's get that off of there. Okay, so pickups. My read from these 2 weeks is Lemire and Wynn's Batman and Robin. Really love this issue. Sad this is only 3 issues. I do feel like it's limiting its ability to tell a full story. It feels like kind of 3 one-offs almost. And another person putting weird crap in that can go away. Maybe it's your sister. Maybe it's your sister's. Maybe. The new Williamson Batman. It was a fine jumping off point, I guess. We'll see. I haven't read much of Williamson's stuff. I know a lot of people really enjoyed like him on The Flash and some other books. We'll see how he does on Batman. I will say I missed the Jorge Jimenez art from the Tinian run, maybe most of all. Batgirls clearly targeted someone younger than me, but I enjoyed the kind of the art, the cartoonier art. I enjoy these 2 characters. All 3 of the characters. Barbara is definitely part of it, although more in the background. It's walking a fine line of maybe too silly teeny for me, but this first issue walked that line where it was quality, I thought, for adults and for a younger audience. We'll see if they can keep that up, because I do like those characters. High Republic continues to be excellent. Yeah, I don't have much else to say. This continues to be really good. I've really enjoyed the whole High Republic run. Now, this High Republic Adventures, which was a bunch of little short stories, a couple of them worked really well for me. A couple of them were like, why are you telling me this? So, like the Vanessa Rowe and the Lorna Dean stories were good. The rest of them were kind of like, not much. And then, obviously, still pulling ASM. And for anybody that's doing this, is from not this last Wednesday, but from the previous 2 weeks. I got my books a little late this time, but and I only get books every 2 weeks, so that's why I haven't gotten last week's. I won't get those. Those and this week's books will ship together sometime later this week. So this was a bit of a disappointment. I felt like a missed opportunity with Miles and Ben. It was kind of just slow and not really memorable at all, like interaction. And yeah, I think it was mostly just a missed opportunity. I do feel like this multiple author thing they're doing with ASM right now. Like, I complain about Nick Spencer a lot, but this is, some issues work, some issues don't. It feels a very inconsistent storytelling for sure. Yeah, how much it remains canon, I'm not. Yeah, I feel like they tried to make it early and then they gave up on it. Thank you, Lasso. I did have a good Christmas. Then things coming up a week from next Saturday. I don't know that we're doing a look back next week. We'll see. I may or may not get it done. Probably leaning toward not. But next Saturday night will be the first Saturday version of the Whatever Report, and we're doing 3,000 subs, 3 years on YouTube, birthday celebration. I'll be doing giveaway. Hopefully I'll have a bunch of friends hanging out with me. We'll be talking about whatever we want. It'll probably be random and boring, but come hang out with us, celebrate. I hit 3,000 subs back in late November. I hit 3 years on YouTube here, and coming up in a couple of weeks in January. My birthday is next Saturday, so yeah, we're gonna hang out and have a good time. So if that's your if you're wishing for that, maybe we'll see. I might break it out at one point, but I'm definitely not wearing it every week. So we'll see. Might have to break it out for lasso at some point, but and then next Sunday, potentially, we're kicking off, in this time slot, we are kicking off first game of our new D&D campaign where I am DMing with John, Comics with John from John's Comics with Kids, Alec from White Whale Comics, Daymares, Adam, Old Wolf, and Big Will, and we're going to be playing Ghost of the Salt Marsh. It'll be my first ever attempt at being the DM, so yeah. I don't know. That may be very boring to watch. Well, I think we have a good time. I don't know that it's much to watch, but we'll be putting it out there. Matthew's saying, do a top 10 comics of 2021. I don't even know if I have 10 to show, but we'll see. Like some of them are not here, and like I'm not sure when I'll do that. But I probably should try to do it at some point. And then a week from tomorrow, we'll be talking the finale of Lock and Key. So looking forward to that. And then a week from Tuesday, we're going to be doing our next round of Invincible. So there you go. You guys go do a bunch of those. That'd be awesome. Will we see the dog? Well, there's the dog. So there, you got to see the dog. He's sleeping. So yeah. No, you know, I haven't read 87 yet, Planet Arizona. I have not. It has not come yet. So hopefully I'll get to read it. Hopefully it'll come next Saturday. That's usually when my books come. So, and I'll finally get to read that. But yes, I could do like my favorite reads of the year. I mean, it would be pretty straightforward. It'd be like Nightwing and Black Widow. Probably would be like my DC and my Marvel. Black Widow or High Republic. I would actually think it would lean toward Black Widow over High Republic. I'll have to think about that a little bit. And then from indie stuff, I really haven't read much of the stuff coming out this year. It would be some of the older stuff that I've been reading for the indie show would be my indie list. But I'll have to think about that. I may do some kind of 2021 recap thing at some point. We'll see. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. I don't know if Jimmy's gonna go live or not. He talked about it, but maybe he's not now. So later, everybody. Thanks for watching. Thanks for another great year. I hope you had a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. I hope you have a fabulous New Year's Eve and New Year, whatever you're planning to do. That you got to see family, that you're all healthy and happy and avoiding the COVID thing and all that good stuff. Merry Christmas, and thanks again for the support and for watching the videos and putting up with my random ramblings. So you guys are awesome. We will catch you next time, maybe, possibly, probably. Later.